Hello, my name is Skylar Boner, and this is Toolscreen for Dummies. Today we're going to be covering mirrors that I think are really useful with the pie chart. And yeah, let's jump right into it. The first thing we're going to do is make a Glodar overlay. So let's navigate to Root, Tick, Level, Entities, Block Entities. Then you're going to open Toolscreen, add a new mirror. I'm going to name this Glodar. We're going to set the capture width to 25, the height to 7. You're going to scroll down. I'm going to set the output scale to something like 700%. I'm going to set it relative to pie chart left. You'll see it pop up down here. You're going to create 3 new capture zones and set them all to pie chart left. And then we're going to add some offsets here. You don't need to mess with X, you only need to mess with Y. Leave this first one as 0, the second one is 8, 16, and 24. You will scroll back up. I'm going to set my border settings to dynamic around content. I'm going to add a target color, pick. I'm going to pick this light blue number. And then you're going to turn off raw output, turn on color pass-through. I'm going to increase the thickness of my border. I'm going to select relative to screen here, so it's easier to adjust. I'm going to adjust this number and place it on my pie chart. That's really all it is. It will increase as it shows up. It'll always stay in the same place. And that is your Glodar overlay. For this next bit, I'm going to navigate back to the root level of the pie chart, and I'm going to create a new overlay, or new mirror. I'm going to call this Game Renderer, and I'm going to create a little number, this little 2 here, so we can see what number you need to press to navigate to it. I use a 2K monitor, so this number can be really hard for me to see without this. So if you don't need it and can read it just fine, then don't worry about this part. I'm going to set the width to 17. I'm going to set the height to 8. Scroll down. I'm going to set the output scale to 540. I'm going to make sure this is relative to screen, and it is at bottom right of my screen. I'm going to create 2 new capture zones this time with an X offset of -240 for all of these. Make sure these are relative to pie chart left. Remember, we're going to start at 0, 8, 16. And now we're going to go to add a target color. We're going to hit pick. You're going to pick this light gray number. I'm going to turn off raw output, turn on color pass-through. Set the border settings to dynamic. I'm going to set the thickness to like 4. And then for this, you can adjust it however you please, but I want it next to my hotbar. So I'm going to do 27.7% here, and the height is going to be 2.9. Seems good to me. Next, we're going to do the same thing, but for tick, which you need when you're navigating to your block entities. So you're going to create a new mirror, name it tick, set the width to 17 and the height to 8 again. We're going to scroll down. You can preemptively turn on dynamic border and set that to 4 if you really want to. Scale to 540% relative to bottom right of screen. You create another 2 capture zones with an offset of -240. But this time, you're going to start at 24, then 32, and then 40. Make sure these are relative to pie chart left. Now you're going to go up and hit add target color again. Hit pick. And you're going to make sure that you pick the one that is relative to where tick is. So for me, tick is on 5. So I'm going to pick the color that's 5. Now you're going to turn off raw output and turn on color pass-through. And again, you can set your X offset, your X and Y offset. I'm going to make it relative to screen. 27.7 is what I think it was. And for this, we'll do minus 1.2. So now you have this little overlay that just shows you what you need to hit when you're navigating through Game Renderer or through Tick. The last thing we're going to make today is a little render distance display above the pie chart. You don't need this. Again, this is all personal preference. I like this a lot because it lets you see the render distance right above the pie chart. So when you are raising and lowering it to find the fortress, you don't have to look across the screen and back and forth. You can just look at the pie chart and keep your eyes there. So what you're going to do is you're going to raise your render by 1 and hit F3 and escape at the same time to pause without opening the menu. You're going to create interactively this time relative to screen, and you're just going to select around the render distance number. To display it, you're just going to drag another mirror right here. If it's too big for you, that's fine. You can just draw it smaller, but I'm going to have it pretty big. Now, you're going to go edit this mirror. I'm going to call it render distance. I'm going to turn off raw output and add a target color. And I'm going to pick just the white part of the 17. Set my border to dynamic and the output color in rendering to white. And you know, this is actually a little too big for me, so I'm going to scale it down a little bit and adjust it to be a little closer. And that's literally it. That's all you have to do. It will dynamically update whenever you update your render distance. So you can see it just goes up and down. So when you are looking for a fortress, you can just see, I know it goes at 10, so that just goes 6 and then 9. And there you go. That's really all it's going to be for today. I'm going to make a lot more of these videos, so if you enjoyed and want to see more, leave a like and subscribe. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.